All right, I recently had to call a major company. I don't want to say the name here, but I ran into a frustration. I don't have a problem with phone menus. The problem I have is that they read painfully slow, and sometimes they insist on you listening to the whole thing before responding. And sometimes, depending on where you're calling from, if there's a lot of background noise, they pick up on something and want to respond to it, and then you got to listen to that painful menu all over again. Now, I thought about a feature that would be really helpful. It's a feature that exists on YouTube. On YouTube, you can often speed up a video to 1.5 or 2x, especially if it's a speech-related video. I hardly ever watch anything at 1x anymore, unless it's music or a movie. If I'm watching a Peter Shit Show podcast, I'm watching an instructional video, I almost always watch it on at least 1.5, sometimes 2x. And it makes me wonder why you can't do that when you call a major company, call the IRS, or any other phone menu. Why not? And I thought about this, and I realized that the reason it doesn't exist is probably because in the time it takes them to explain, you can press star for 2x speed. They probably could have said the whole thing. So it can only work if it doesn't need to be explained. That's the weird fallacy of it all. So I thought about how one might introduce this system, and my solution is very simple. One of the giant companies, doesn't have to be anyone in specifically, but one that's big enough, can add this feature without announcing it. And so you'll be calling a company, you'll be calling the IRS, maybe you'll be calling a bank or a cable company, and the feature will be there, but they won't say it, because if they say it, it will defeat the purpose. And maybe they can let it out somewhere else, right, on their website, or it could just be a rumor out there. And then suddenly, the idea of pressing star or pound sign to speed up the menu, they should have one button to speed up and one to slow down, actually, because some people might have a disability, right? Maybe the star speeds up, the pound slows it down. And they could secretly add this feature, and more companies could follow suit, right? I can't imagine this feature costing a fortune to add, so the fact that they don't announce it might not be that bad of a loss, right, even if nobody uses it. But it could secretly be there, and eventually more and more will follow suit, right? Just like nobody has to say press 0 for an operator, right? That's just kind of in our culture already. If we can slowly adjust to the idea of a menu speeding up being in our culture, it could just sit there, right? Anyway, some food for thought out there. I really despise any recorded messages these days because you can't really speed them up. I'm gonna have to call my phone company as well. I got a very frustrating situation earlier this week because I had 12 messages on my voicemail, and I so badly wanted to zoom through them with 2x, 3x, even 4x speed, because I didn't expect a whole lot, right? I just kind of needed to see who was calling, and anyway, just some thoughts out there.